In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 6 plus size pattern designers that I love. So if that interests you, do stay tuned. Hi, welcome back. If we haven't met, my name's Claire, and on this channel I concentrate on plus size dressmaking tips to help you improve your sewing. So if that interests you, do hit the red button below. So for returning visitors, you may notice the background is a little bit different. If you follow me on social media, you will know that on a whim a few nights ago I decided to start decorating. Now it was partly because I've got a new camera and because of the wide angle you could see outside of the backdrop, and to be honest I wasn't 100% happy with that backdrop anyway. And I've been meaning to decorate for a year. I think actually you guys gave me a shift in the right direction. So thank you if you were one of those people. Before we go any further, I just want to let you know that I have reached 2,000 subscribers now. So I want to say a massive thank you for that. I actually had a goal of meeting my subscriber count for the end of the year, so I'm 2.5 months ahead of schedule, which is fantastic. So if you have subscribed, thank you so much for doing that. And if you haven't, you know where the button is, down in that corner there. So let's get on to the topic at hand. So a little while ago, I published a video about 6 patterns I love that go into plus sizes. And it was a big hit with you guys. So I wanted to extend that a little bit further and talk about 6 pattern designers that I love, that I think you guys will love too. Now I'm not going into necessarily the obvious ones, although there are some obvious ones, but they are ones that I genuinely love and I either use or I don't use, but I'm going to at some point. So just a disclaimer, they're not in any order. This post isn't in any way sponsored at all. It is purely my own thoughts. I've got some notes here on my phone. What I'm looking for in a pattern designer is a large size range, lovely styles, well drafted, lots of samples made so you can see examples of other people's makes on social media. And I'll also share my personal experience. So the first pattern company I'm going to talk to you about is Nielsen. Now Nielsen is a pattern company that I've followed for quite some time, but I think it was last year sometime that they went into plus sizes. I was super excited when they went into plus sizes because their patterns are so trendy and it's quite hard to get plus size patterns that are trendy. So when they decided to go up to a size 30, I was really pleased. Now there is one thing that I'm not too keen on with this pattern company, and that is that you have to buy either the normal size range or the plus size range, and you don't get both in the pattern. I'm not keen on that because most of the other pattern companies do give you both files, even though they offer them in separate sizes. They do give them in both files. I think it would be a lovely gesture if they did do that, but that's a business model. Bust size 56, waist size 48, and hips 56. So I do just about come inside that range. Now I did make their leggings. I made a size 28, I think, in their leggings, and they were way too big. So I ended up needing to make a size 22. What I love about this pattern company is they've got loads and loads of different types of garments. They've got party dresses, they've got office wear, they've got swimsuits. They also do children's wear, but that isn't something that I use. I have a number of the patterns from Nielsen. I have the Flint pants, although they're only up to a size 18, and the Brumby skirt. I've also got the Jarrah jumper, the Dawn jeans, and the Virginia leggings. So I've got quite a few of their patterns. I've never had any issue with their drafting, and I really think they're one to look out for. So the next pattern company I want to mention to you is Stylewalk. Now, Stylewalk have been around for a while. They're another Australian pattern company. Nielsen is also Australian, and they have a wide catalogue of patterns. Not all go up to a size 30, which is their maximum size. However, many of their patterns do. They do specifically have a plus size range on their website, although you'll find that some patterns that are not in the plus size range do still go up to a size 30. Now, I haven't yet made any patterns from them, but I do own 3 of their patterns. I've got to remember what they are. I've got the Stacey jacket, I've got a knit top, can't remember the name of it, the Amy top, I think. I've also got a woven dress, but don't ask me what it is, I'll put it on screen. So yeah, my next pattern, in fact, will be the Stacey jacket that I'm making in collaboration from Laura from the Specky Seamstress, and that's going to be up at the end of the month. Stylewalk have traditionally sold their PDF patterns as one size. So when you purchase their pattern, you specify which size, and they also give you the size under and the size over. So if you have to make any adjustments, you can do. Now, that hasn't been too great for me because on my top, I'm 2 sizes smaller than on my bottoms. However, Stylewalk are now doing multi-size patterns. So you can order a pattern with all the sizes in it, and that is fantastic. And actually, talking about PDFs, the 3 patterns I own from them, I've got paper patterns because Amazon were doing a deal a while ago where I think they had their patterns for 50% off, so I just picked up a few of them then. But I'm not against using their PDFs. You know me, I do love a PDF. From what I've heard about Stylewalk, their drafting is really good. I've not heard anything bad about their drafting, although I can't speak to it myself because I haven't made their patterns yet. But do watch this vlog and subscribe if you haven't, because there will be a video about it coming soon. In terms of example makes online, I haven't found a great deal. There's some, but when you look into a specific pattern, you won't find that many of that pattern. So when I was doing 12 patterns plus, I was using Stylewalk as a pattern of the month. However, it was so difficult to find anything. So just be aware of that if you are going to buy a pattern. So the next pattern company I want to mention is Helens Closet. Now, Helens Closet is a firm favourite with many of you. In fact, I've done a couple of videos. I made the Winslow culottes and I've made 3 patterns. I've made the Winslow culottes, the York pinafore and the Ashton top. Now, I've done videos of the Winslows and the Ashtons. I'll put links to those videos in my description box below. So Helens Closet comes in sizes 0 to 30 and they offer a B and D cup. Their patterns I would describe as very stylish everyday wear. They've got pinafores, they've got robes, they've got culottes, they've got cardigans. It's real down to earth patterns and I absolutely love them. As I mentioned, I've made 3 of them and I found their drafting spot on. In fact, when I made the Ashton top, which was a close fitting cami in woven fabrics, it was perfect I needed near 0 alterations on it. So I can highly recommend them as a pattern designer. They're a very popular brand, so that whenever they release a new pattern, people make up their pattern straight away. So you are bound to be able to find someone with a similar shape to yourself, so you can see or have a guess what their garment's going to look like on you. So that's a real bonus, I think. So the next pattern company is the Freuda pattern company. Now, this is a pattern company that went under my radar for a little while, but lately I've been really loving the patterns that they've been coming out with. I've not made any of their patterns for myself, but I have made their sunny dress for my daughter-in-law because that was part of Sew My Style, I think January 2018. So I did purchase the pattern and made it up. So the Freuda Pattern Company come in sizes XL to 4XL, which is a nice large size range. In reality, that means they're a size 54 bust, 47 waist and 57 hips, which is a good, nice range. They have a very stylish, very on-trend patterns, and I'm liking their patterns more and more. They do a range of patterns. They've got dresses. I really like their tiered, well, I don't know if it's a tiered dress, but it's a really floaty, like boho style dress. I'll put a picture here. So in terms of drafting, well, when I made the sunny dress, there were some issues around drafting, mainly because the design of the dress was that it was a back to front dress. So the back had a high neck and the front had a low neck, and you could turn them round the other way if you so wished. And there were some drafting issues with that. And I think that's partly because our backs are not made the same as our fronts. But in the last year or so, I've heard nothing but fantastic things about them. And I definitely want to make that boho dress. I think it's really lovely. They're a popular pattern company now, so they've got lots of samples on Instagram. So you can just head over there and look for the hashtag of whatever dress or garment it is you're looking for, and you will find examples, which is fantastic, because just sometimes it's really difficult to envision what we're going to look like. Often you'll see a picture of models who are stick thin, and that doesn't give you any clue about what it's going to look like on you. So the fact that there are lots of samples being made up of all the pattern companies I'm mentioning, apart from the Stylewalk really, that is a massive, massive plus in my book. I also like that you can have lots of customization within the patterns, because they are pretty simple patterns, so you can make them into whatever you want really. And I feel that you get a bit more bang for your buck when you do that. So I've got 2 more pattern companies to share with you, but can I just ask that if you like the content so far, that you do hit the like button below and hit subscribe if you haven't already. The next pattern company I want to talk about is Paper Theory. Paper Theory are a size inclusive, trendy, eco-friendly pattern company, and I was made aware of them with the Zadie jumpsuit, which I did make. I'll leave a link above. I'm not sure, I think it might be that side. If you look at their patterns, I'm thinking the t-shirt and the shirt, they have some really unique style lines that I just haven't seen anywhere else. The style lines mean there's plenty of room for colour blocking and for shaping the garment to your torso, because where there's a cut line, you can add shaping into it. So I've only made the Zadie, and I ended up actually turning that into a top rather than a jumpsuit, and that was just down to the to what I think suits me. But I found the pattern to be very well drafted, and I've only heard really good things. Now, they have been an up-and-coming pattern company, so there are lots and lots of examples on Instagram for you to have a look at. And in fact, I did go through their Instagram and their hashtags and look at every plus-size person in the jumpsuit to try and decide if it was right for me. Although I did, as soon as I saw that pattern, I purchased it without even thinking about it. So I perhaps should have done that before. But in terms of helping you decide, they've got lots of resources out there. So there's just one more pattern company I want to talk to you about, and that is Leila Jane Patterns. Now, Leila Jane Patterns are a fairly, well, I thought they were quite a new pattern company because I've only heard about them really recently. However, when you go through their catalogue, they've got 3 pages of patterns. So I think they have been going for some time. But as I say, I have just found them. Now, I haven't made any of their patterns yet whatsoever. But they've got a wide range of patterns, like a wide range of garments, different types of garments. And they go into a good size range. So their upper size range is 59 for the bust, 47 for the waist, and 58 for the hips. And they also do cup sizes from A to E. So an A, a B, a C, a D, and an E, which is absolutely fantastic. Having the different cup sizes will just mean that you don't need to do an FBA because it's essentially been done already for you. So they've got pyjamas, they've got joggers, they've got swimsuits, they've got dresses, they've got everything you can think of. They don't have a fantastic level of makes on Instagram to look to for inspiration, which is partly what led me to believe that they were a new company, but they do have 3,000 followers on their account. So do go over and have a look and see what you think of their patterns. Can't speak to the drafting because I haven't made them and I don't actually know anyone who has made them. But that's not going to stop me because I think it's always great to support an up-and-coming pattern company, especially when they're plus size inclusive. So that's my 6 pattern designers, and actually, thankfully, I had some more to choose from, but they were the ones that made the shortlist, and so I hope you like them. Leave a comment down below letting me which of those pattern companies you hadn't heard of and which ones you're going to look into a bit more. Also, if you've got any pattern companies that I haven't mentioned that you absolutely love, do share them below so that we can all learn from one another and find the best patterns for ourselves. The more pattern companies we can find that are in the plus size, the better, because that just means we've got more to choose from. Do you like these types of videos where I talk about plus sizing specifically? If so, are there any other kinds of videos in that realm that you'd like me to do? Do let me know down below and I will consider all of your requests. So if you like this video, why not go and watch some more content of mine? I've got lots and lots of videos. I've got over 80 videos at this stage. So if you like this content and would like to see more, do hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Leave me a comment and a like because that helps me to ascertain if you like this type of content or not. If you're in a position to support me financially, then do consider checking out my Ko-fi account, which should be on screen here. That's just ko-fi.com, that's ko-fi.com/penguin and pear. Details will be in the description box below. Really appreciate you watching and spending your time with me. Until next time, happy sewing. Bye for now.